Hello and welcome back. I'm Doug, and this is another pen-related video. I'm traveling in a few days. I'm going to be driving across the country here in Canada, driving to Ontario, and we're going to be gone for, about 5 weeks or so. So I had the dilemma, and this is the first time for me as a pen enthusiast, of traveling with my fountain pens. And which ones do I take? So I thought I'd do a video on what I'm taking with me and what preparations I've made for ink and things like that. So first off, the pens that I've decided out of my collection of very cheap pens is these 6, starting with my Moonman C1. And one of the reasons I'm taking this is because it contains a ton of ink. There's about 4 to 4.5 milliliters of, in this case, diamine bilberry in this Moonman C1, and this is the one with the purple section, and I think the ink matches very nicely. And even if I lost all the other pens, I think this would probably do me for the entire trip. And then, again, the theme here is all about lots of ink. The next one is the Pen BBS 456, and this is the vacuum filler. I didn't like the original Pen BBS nib on this pen, and I had taken this Schmidt from my M600 because I rather liked the Moonman nib that came on my M6 better. But in this pen, it's doing very well, and the more I write with it, the better it feels. So I'm going to plan on writing with it for a while and see whether it improves a little bit more. Next up are 2 of my newest stub pens in my Moonman M2s. The first one has a 1.1 stub, and I've got J. Urbain Emerald of Chivor filling this pen, and again a lot of ink in here, and this 1.1 stub nib lays down a really nice thick line. And my other M2, this one has a 0.7 stub nib in it, and I filled it with Iroshizuku Yamabudo, which I think is a marvelous, beautiful magenta reddish kind of ink. And so these 2 M2s are going to be my sort of specialty highlighting kinds of pens. And then we come to my everyday writers. This is my everyday writer right now. This is the Pen BBS 308 Amber is a Cat. And I have eyedroppered this pen, and it has Iroshizuku Asagao in it. And that's about 4 milliliters of ink in the body of that pen. And that wonderful, this nib is the best nib of all of my pens, even including my Visconti. This Amber is a Cat nib. And so I'm writing with this every single day. So that is going to go with me. And it, again, has a lot of ink. But, as you can see, a lot of ink, not a single cartridge converter here, except for my Pen BBS 308 Cedar. This pen has a converter in it, and right now I've got it filled with diamine bilberry. And you may ask, well, one converter, how much writing can I do with this pen? Well, I've done a little bit of an experiment here. I bought some Faber-Castell turquoise cartridges. I bought 2 boxes of 6 cartridges. And what I did was I sucked out all the ink. I took out all the ink and I put it in my Lamy turquoise bottle, so I saved it. And then I filled them with, in this case, this is Asagao. You can almost see that. I wrote on the cartridge, it says Asagao. And I put some hot glue to seal it. And I marked on each one of these boxes how many of what kind of ink. So I've got 2 Konpeki, 2 Asagao, 2 Bilberry in this box. And in this box, I've got 1 Konpeki, 2 J. 2 Bilberry, and 1 I just left as a standard Lamy turquoise. So if I put those cartridges in this pen, I can write with those colors. Or I can, if I bring my syringe with me, syringe out those cartridges and fill up some more of these other pens with some of those inks. So we'll see how that works. Along with me in terms of paper, I'm going to bring my fake Midori with me. And this is where I'm going to attach my Amber as a Cat. Just clip my pen and the elastic. It makes a nice little travel notebook. And this is where I have my calendars, my daily events, that kind of thing. I have some notes and some lists and so forth in my little daily travel carry. Then there's my journal. The journal I'm writing with right now is a Rhodia web journal. Now, this is great paper. This is the Clairefontaine paper. Clairefontaine, 90 grams per meter squared. Beautiful paper. I'm enjoying this, and I'll be writing in this, my journal, every day. But also, I'm bringing with me my storybook. This is where I write anecdotes and stories and memoirs and things like that. And I've got this one fairly full. This spiral-bound notebook, this paper is as smooth and glassy as that Clairefontaine. And this book, with this many pages in it, was $4 at a dollar store. I couldn't believe it. I just bought it to scribble in, thinking that, well, you know, it's cheap paper and I'll write my notes in cheap paper, but it turned out to be as beautiful for a fountain pen as the Clairefontaine, and $4. These notebooks are made in China, and you can see that there's no bleed through at all on that paper. $4. So I ended up buying 4 or 5 of those, and whenever I need a new one, I just pull it out and just throw an elastic band around it. So those are my ink travel plans. All of this I'm going to put together into one more extremely cheap item into my little penfold. This is the lightest, cheapest, you can't even call it faux leather because no one would ever be fooled that this is leather. But this was, I bought this on eBay, and it was like $3 US with free shipping. And it has some kind of a motif on here that's Twilight, which I think is a kid's vampire show, is it? Something like that. But it holds all 6 pens and my syringe very nicely, and rolls up, and for $2 it's going to hold all my pens. So I don't know whether I'll be doing any more videos for the next few weeks. I might do a couple of videos on the road. I know that I have some pens on the way that will be here when I get back. The one I'm looking forward to is the Natami Inception that should be here at the end of the week after I've gone. But it looks like a Platinum 3771 lookalike, and it looks gorgeous. I've read some other reviews about it, so I can't wait to give that pen a try when I get back. If I don't see you until then, happy writing, and I'll have some happy travels. Bye-bye.